Jam! Hello again, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Monday Night Magic here on the MTG Cast Network. If the quality of my voice is changing, it's because I keep looking to my left, towards the window, because apparently there's a pack of angry feral dogs out there, or just a lot of dogs barking at each other.
There's not a little man on the wing?
What? No, the wing's out the other side. Duh.
Okay.
To the left, Cluze. I look to the left. Luckily, the microphone can't pick that up, so I could be lying.
It could also just be the sounds of dogs barking that only you can hear.
No. I had that looked at. Listened to.
There you
hi,
go.
I'm Chewie.
Verbs are important.
And Cluze is the little man on the wing.
Hey, is it a herd of dogs? Is that the correct term?
Well, actually, I think it's a pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
A litter of puppies.
And then Squee is the litter of puppies, yes. Oh my god.
For what it's worth, I was imagining Arissa's puppy the whole time.
Yeah, you were.
Because it's adorable.
That was an Overwatch reference. Okay.
Oh, thank you, because I didn't get it.
Oh, we need to send that to Cluze later.
Yeah, we do. He might die.
He'll enjoy that.
So, hello everyone. This is Monday Night Magic number 609. No? Nothing?
Were you actually leaving me the opening there? Because I was afraid to start talking.
Oh,
He was.
Okay, well then, hey, a big shout out to, southwestern New Jersey, I think? South Central New Jersey? I don't know. They recently split the 609 area code, so I'm just all confused.
Either way, it's not
I imagine
West
they are
Philadelphia.
too. I'm not going to continue that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, of course, Pro Tour Dominaria happened this weekend. So we only have one tournament to talk about, and it's a, let's call it a doozy?
Yeah, let's call it that.
In more ways than one? Yeah,
It is newsworthy.
We'll call it a doozy. So, hey, Wyatt Darby took down the whole thing. Yeah, him.
At the last possible play.
Yeah, it was either win right now or,
lose. Yeah.
Lose in a second. So
top deck hero.
Multiple top deck hero.
That one something card just blew him away. Anyway, so I was trying to work Jukebox Hero in some way.
Yeah, I noticed. I just didn't have anything to add to it. I got what you were going for.
But Wyatt Darby won playing a mono red aggro deck.
Nice.
That has Goblin Chainwhirler.
Hey, I remember thinking that guy was really good and was going to go places.
I seem to remember thinking that too. He's also running Kari Zev, Hazaret the Fervent, and Rekindling Phoenix just for the big bads in the deck. Those are all pretty big and also bad. Earthshaker Kenra, Bomet Courier, Soulscar Mage, On-Crop Crasher. And then 3 Shock, 4 Abrade, 3 Lightning Strike, and a mana base that makes Cluze's heart swell with pride. 24 mountains.
Oh, yeah.
That's a mountain for every hour of the day.
That's a beautiful mana base.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think...
Cluze is like, I want to deck check that one.
Yeah. It's possible it could be improved, but I don't think so.
So he's got Glorybringer in the sideboard, Fight with Fire, Aethersphere Harvester, because everyone has Aethersphere Harvester in the sideboard, Chandra, and Treasure Map. Oh, what did I miss? Chandra's Defeat. There we go.
You think that Glorybringer in the board might matter?
Probably not.
It might come up on a play, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably just the one. So, yes, he won the whole shebang. In second place was... I did not look up how to pronounce his name. What's the C with the thingy under it? How do you say that?
Oh, I don't.
Oh, thanks.
Good call.
We're just going to call him Goncalo Pinto, because I don't know if that's right.
The sad thing is we actually watched this, and I'm blanking on it now that we're on the spot. I should have
I didn't
written it
watch,
out phonetically or something.
I didn't watch any of the part where they said his name. So, but he was playing Red-Black Aggro, a very popular deck at the Pro Tour.
Hey, does it have any Chainwhirlers in it?
Yeah, it's got 4.
Huh. Look at that.
Seems good.
Yeah. But
this call it red-black aggro. It's mostly red aggro.
Yeah. The black is for the hang on. No, it's not in this deck.
The cut to ribbons and the unlicensed disintegration.
Yeah. But not the little artifact dude who's in every deck ever. Oh, it's Scrap Heap Scrounger. There he is.
Oh, no, he's in there too. Yeah.
Okay.
Scrap Heap Scrounger. You're right.
I just missed him. But yeah, so that's 8 Chainwhirlers and 4 Kenyan crap. Slooooo? Is that how you say it when it's a land?
I think so.
Slough? Slough? If it's a verb, it's apparently slough, so I think it's slooooo.
Pretty sure it's slow.
Yeah. Oh, there's also the Angrath in the board. For the
also respectable.
Oh, and Duress and Doomfall. Okay, there's... CJ
yeah, like
Commander,
after board, there's more into it. Like, it is red-black. It's just predominantly red. Like, the R is a capital letter. The B is lowercase.
Oh, okay. So then we go to 3rd place, where Owen Turtenwald, who's in red-black aggro in 3rd place. It's a very similar deck. Let's see.
Does it have any Chainwhirlers?
Yeah, it's got 4.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, man, Goblin Dude is up there. He's taking the top 3 slots. He's, that's 12. Right? Can I math? Yeah, we're in 3rd place.
Yeah.
And 8 Kenyan Slooooo. In 4th place. Man, look at these names. Marcio Carvalho in 4th place, running red-black aggro.
Huh.
Yeah.
Popular choice.
Is there a running joke in that deck? Are there Goblin Chainwhirlers in that deck?
Hang on, let me look. Yeah, there's 4.
Well, look at that.
Wow.
So we're up to 16 Chainwhirlers and 12 Kenyan Slooooo. So, okay, let's move on. Now we've got... That's the top 4, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So now you've got Kazuyuki Takamura running a red-black mid-range deck. Now, what makes this mid-range? It's got
Karn.
3 Glory Bringers. They're and Karn. I was going to say, there aren't any Karn. Nope, it's listed over here in Legendary.
There are 2 Karns. He's right over there, yeah.
They still haven't fixed that little weird bug. And Walking Ballista is more of a slower thing.
Oh,
the 3 Glory Bringers in the main, Heart of Kirin, yeah.
Any Goblin Chainwhirlers?
Hang on, there are 4, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So, hey, we're up to, I already forgot. What place are we in? We're up to 20.
This makes 20.
Goblin Chainwhirlers, and, oh look, 16 Kenyan Slooooo. Huh, alright, this has got to end soon. So how about we go to, I hope these are in order. I didn't even look. They are, okay.
I really like the name that they put in this one.
All right, we've got Thomas Hendricks Thomas. What?
I believe you're supposed to read that as Thomas Hendricks.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
Huh. But he's running red-black aggro. Yeah.
Continues to be a popular choice.
How many Kenyan Sloos?
4. So bringing us up to 20. Kenyan Slooooo.
How about Goblin Chainwhirlers?
Chainwhirlers. Hang on. They're bound to be here. Yep, there's 4. So now we're at 24.
Sweet.
Chainwhirlers.
You could pair one of those with each of those mountains from the first deck and get through a whole day.
Oh, dude, that'd be... Well, no, you need 3 each, see? Because they cost 3 red.
Although you can use those again next turn. So.
You can untap once an hour. It'll be fine.
All right, so let's go keep up the red-black aggro joke. We've got... Ernest Ernest Limpejin. Right. And he's running... Wait, is this a misprint? He's running Esper Control.
Combo Breaker.
It's probably a typo. Let's look at the cards.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. How many Kenyan Slooooo? There are no Kenyan Slooooo.
Oh, hey, Chewie, are there any Goblin Chainwhirlers?
I mean, they're bound to be here. Hang on a minute. I see Gear Hulk of the torrential version, Scarab God, Arguel's Bloodfast, Teferi. No, actually, not a 1.
And that's why he's in 7th.
Sick.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
But yeah, this is your good old everyday, Esper Control deck.
Yep.
Your card draw, your murder, your counter magic, your Teferi, your Scarab God, You guys remember when Scarab God was like the boogeyman? Now he's the hero. It's weird how that works.
When the villain lives long enough, they can become the hero.
Yeah, there we go.
You see how I cut to the chase a little faster? Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wait, no, I got it.
Your joke was more aggro than mine.
Yeah, that's why I came in ahead of 7th. Look at you coughing.
You either go to the graveyard a hero, or you get eternalized as a villain. Huh? Scarab God joke? Anyway, let's go to 8th place, where Manuel Lenz is running... Oh, wait, mono red aggro.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Canyon Sloooos?
We only have 3 Canyon Slooooo.
Oh.
Ooh, winning on an odd number.
Wait, this isn't mono red. It's got... Wait, what's it got? Scrap Heap Scrounger. And...
That's it.
Doomfall in the board and Angrath. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, in the board there's a little more.
Literally,
but more importantly, Squee's in the board.
Literally just 2 cards.
Black mana.
Squee is in the board, so this deck clearly should have won.
Hey, how about Goblin Chainwhirlers?
Surely there aren't any in a mono red. Oh, no, there's 4.
All right, bringing us to a total of?
A total of 28 of a possible 32 Goblin Chainwhirlers. But only, wait, I lost track. 23? Canyon Slooooo.
Yes. That's a prime number.
Yeah, it is.
Well, there you go.
What I'm taking away from this weekend is that green. Green is the way to play.
Green is
because no one will expect it.
Yeah, nobody was drafting green.
In the standard event, no one.
In the standard constructed event.
Well, I mean, there was limited too.
Well, they were probably drafting green.
Yeah, they may have. That's possible.
Possibly.
That is possible.
No one is bringing their draft deck to construct it, is what we're saying.
So, hey, now that we've looked at these decks in detail, let's just step back, zoom out a little bit, and just look at these archetypes that we've got going on here. Let's see. Aggro, 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 aggro. Debatably mid-range. Aggro, control, aggro.
Huh. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it feels pretty good, question mark. I mean, look, okay, I love a good aggro strategy. Like, I love a good aggro strategy. I know longtime listeners to the show are shocked to hear that I enjoy aggro strategies. Specifically, mono red. If you're going to splash something, I guess black is okay. But, wow, this is not very diverse, and it's a little spooky. But only a little bit spooky. I mean, I would rather that we have a diverse metagame coming out of the Pro Tour, but it's clear that the pros all saw, hey, you know what's really good? Aggro. Let's just do that.
Well, okay, hang on. Let's go to some of the standard deck lists, because remember, it's a mixed format tournament.
Sure.
So there are, for some reason, 3 different links for the deck list that finished at the best records. So 27 points, there's only one deck, and that was Matt Severa. He had the best constructed record at 9-1, playing red-black aggro. Okay, well, that's fine. How about 26 points? Red-black aggro, mono-red aggro, red-black aggro, red-black aggro, red-black mid-range, red-black aggro, white-blue Teferi. Ha! Mono-red aggro, Esper Control. Ha! Oh, of course, Guillaume Matignon is running Esper Control. Okay.
Mind you, the majority of the ones you just said actually were at 25.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, there was only one at 26, and that was Owen's.
Oh, excuse me then. Sorry.
So yeah, most of those were 8-1-1.
Actually, yeah, okay. Then the 8-2s, red black aggro, mid range, aggro. Okay, white blue Teferi. That's also in the 24.
24, yeah.
24. Aggro, Esper Control, white black Benalia. Oh, History of Benalia. Oh, look at that. It's the white black aggro deck. Okay. Steel Leaf Stompy. 2 of those. Red black aggro, mid range, mono red, mid range aggro. Oh god. Okay, wait, that's just the very top. Let's go check some of these others. So from 23 to 21 points, red black, blue black control. Ha, there's one. Esper Control, white blue control, Esper Control. Oh, here we go. Green white Benalia. Ooh.
Oh, look, there is green does still exist.
Black green ramp. Oh.
That's a different strategy.
Mono black control. Green blue Karn. That's the name of the deck, is Green blue Karn. What?
Ironically,
he's neither of those colors.
Huh, okay, well.
I'm kidding, there were 4 Karn.
White, black, Benalia, red, black, aggro. Aggro. Red, black, red, black, red, black. White, black tokens. Oh, that's different. Black, green, Constrictor, Esper, white, black, white, blue Benalia. Ooh. Apparently, History Benalia just goes with everything. As long as it's white. Because, you know, History Benalia is, costs 1 white, white. So, you know. White, black, black, green, mid-range. Mono red, red, black, white, blue approach. Brad Nelson, here's first of those. Steel leaf, green, blue card. Good lord, there's a lot of decks in this list. Let's just stop there. And then if you go to from 20 to 18, god lord, there's even more. So there's a lot, but as you can tell just from me reading off deck names, a lot of it was either red, black, or mono red.
So let's take a quick look at the metagame breakdown.
Thank you. I could not find that in the freaking
I only just
anywhere.
now found it. We should put a link to that in the show notes here someplace. Let's just paste that right there.
Where did you find that? Oh,
5 powers.
There it is. Was there a day 1? Click.
Well, this one actually contains the day 1 statistics.
Oh, okay.
So I think you'll like that.
Gotcha.
So we had 460 players in this event. Yeah, 460 players in this event. So let's look at the top decks. I'm not going to read all the decks, but the top decks from day 1. We had 57 players on red black mid range, 65 players on red black aggro, 48 players on mono red aggro. So yeah, we were very aggro heavy just coming in. We start to drop, let's see now, black, green, constrictor. Boy, they aren't exactly in numeric order, are they? Because that screws things up. Black,
no,
green,
these are in the day 2 count order. That's why.
Yeah, of course they're in the day 2 count order. So let's see now. The most popular deck by percentage day 1 was red, black aggro with 14% of the field representing red, black aggro. However, when we went to day 2, we still had like 14% of the field on red, black aggro. It had a 63% conversion rate. So yeah, they were doing pretty well with these aggro decks. Like really well with these aggro decks. Who had the worst conversion? Oh, this is great. Here we go. Let's just use lies, damn lies, and statistics. The deck you should have been playing if you wanted to make day 2 was Bant Gift. 100% of the players playing Bant Gift made it to day 2.
Also, green-blue counters.
Yeah. And the one guy on...
And other things we refer to as outliers.
Yeah.
I mean,
but yeah, the
Bant Gift had 2 people playing it that made day 2, so that's better.
Yeah, that is a much better promo for Battlebond, I agree. But yeah, just looking over at the conversion rates and all of this stuff, the fact that we've split up red-black aggro, mono-red aggro, and red-black mid-range, covering the top 3 slots, means that, yeah, there's going to be a lot of Chainwhirlers. When the top 3 decks are all rocking the red creature, you're going to see a lot of mountains.
In the day 1 breakdown, it says in bold, Goblin Chainwhirler is over 35% of the field. That's in bold.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, of course, because it's a Pro Tour, the people watching found things to bitch about.
Yes.
As is their way.
Yeah. So, the first is a bunch of claims that the coverage people are... This is so stupid. Are trying to make Standard look more diverse than it actually is by splitting up the red-black aggro decks and the red-black mid-range decks, even though they're only, quote, only a few cards apart, end quote.
Yeah. Coverage, okay, couple of things. Coverage has a long history of just a few cards changing deck names. Heck, Coverage has a long history of the exact same cards making a completely different deck name, so that's nothing to really complain about there.
Yeah,
frankly.
There's actually an image going around of Reed Duke's deck and Odin Turtenwald's deck, which are the same 75. One is labeled as mid-range and one is labeled as aggro. Now, Adam Staborski saw this and said, yeah, that was a mistake. Clearly, Reed's is supposed to be labeled aggro. We fixed it. We caught it. Thank you. But it's too late. That image is circulating and the damage has been done. But he even says, so in the day one breakdown again, it says right here, under Goblin Chainwhirlers over 35% of the field in bold, there are 3 bullet points. The third bullet point is, red-black mid-range is just as italicized, is just like the red-black aggro decks, except they cut Bomat Courier and other creatures with 1 toughness. If you want to beat the other aggro decks, diminishing what one of their most powerful cards can do helps tremendously. And of course, by that they mean the Chainwhirler. So that's why that's why it's there. There was also a black-red aggro and mid-range deck that used Gifted Etherborn and Dread Wanderer, meaning they were more towards black, so they were labeled as black-red. They were actually different decks. So, like, calm down.
Yeah, there's nothing nefarious going on here.
Yeah, Stibbs is not getting paid off by Wizards to make Standard look more diverse than it is, when it says right here in bold, hey look, Goblin Chainwhirlers 35% of the field.
Also, these folks doing coverage are only human, and when you've got 460 decks to wrangle, yeah, if one gets mislabeled, these things happen.
So it was pointed out to me on Twitter, but hey, at the last Pro Tour, there were a bunch of mono red decks that were way more different, and they were all labeled Ramanop Red. So why is this time different? I'm like, because they were different coverage people at different times in their lives. Pro Tour Hour of Devastation was in Kyoto, Japan, which means I kind of doubt they flew Stibbs out there. I looked it up. No, like Chapman Sim was the guy writing a bunch of the coverage. And he's a different person, which means they had a different staff working that Pro Tour as far as the coverage people that were doing all of this, which means they just process things differently. Not to mention, things get missed, everyone's only human. So everyone that is wearing your tinfoil hats and going, Wizards is evil, shut up. All right, get over yourselves. Is that fair to say, you think?
I think that's fair.
Okay, good.
I mean, I think in general, I remember the year where we had 15 flavors of Abzan, and we're going to struggle to put things into some kind of container. But if the decks are functionally different, then they're different decks. And it's hard to draw that line anywhere else. And different coverage people are going to label things a little bit differently. Yeah, we'll still make fun of it here. Don't worry. We won't let them trick you.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I used to stare at the Abzan decks and like try to figure out exactly what made this mid-range. Because there was like Abzan aggro, and then there was Abzan aggro mid-range, and there's Abzan mid-range and Abzan mid-range control. I'm not making this up.
No, my favorite would be when they would change the order. So you'd have Abzan aggro mid-range, and separate to that you'd have Abzan mid-range aggro. And you look at the decks, and they're like 3 forest in this one and 2 forest in that one or something, and it's like, oh. Like, yeah, I don't think that they're going out of their way to try to pretend that there's a diverse metagame, because that's not really how it works. I think that this is honestly just a case of a bunch of different people dealing with the same stuff, trying to meet a lot of goals all at once. And in the meantime, you guys are sitting here after they're done with the luxury of seeing the whole picture, which they don't always have. And it only takes one person going, there's a conspiracy, and 15 people to retweet it to make it happen. So don't worry about that.
And then they tell 2 friends, and then they tell 2 friends. Yeah.
Like, if you guys are desperately looking for weird WotC conspiracies, talk to me in the odds and ends. I'll make something up for you today. It'll be great. It'll be way more entertaining than this, too. There might be aliens.
So the real conspiracy is that Wizards is going to never reprint Canyon Slooooo. So they're trying to drive up the value of it.
Yeah, it's a pump and dump. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. That Slooooo. I just like saying that word.
I've noticed.
I'm kind of hoping that's not the way to pronounce it, and we're just going to keep calling it that anyway.
Look, OUGH is pronounced 18 different ways in English.
Yeah, English has a troubled family tree.
But, okay, so let's see here. Going to the day 2 metagame breakdown again. So yeah, the day 1 count of red-black aggro and mid-range is 122. 26.5% of the meta. On day 2, it was 28.9% of the meta, those two decks. So look, they even put them together further down when they summarized. And then we have control decks, of which there are several. There were 90. So 26.5% of day 1, 29% of day 2 were these 2 red-black decks, right? All of the control decks were 19.5% of day 1 and 18% of day 2. All of them. They put them all together, and it's still 10% lower than those 2. I'm just saying. I think aggro might just live in this format right now.
I like the idea that Benalia decks is just a thing. Period. That's just funny to me.
Yeah, and there are, like, how many different versions? I saw white, black, white, blue, and white, green? I did, yeah. Just flipping through the...
Clearly what we need is Benalia and Chainwhirler together. And then we'll make an ineffective deck that will check all the boxes.
Yeah, with the worst mana base ever.
Yeah, because we're going to be running 4 slooooo.
Slooooo.
Do we need the black? It's not about need. It's about want.
No, it's not.
So, yeah. There is no conspiracy. Everybody calm down. Coverage our people too. And until Adam Staborski has picked you up in a rib-crushing bear hug, then, I don't know, you haven't lived? I don't know.
He'll do it.
And it'll hurt.
So
he will correct your posture.
With all this talk of deck lists and metagame breakdowns, let's address the Chainwhirler in the room, shall we?
He's really
I have one talking to this dude. I'm not talking to him.
Yeah, you'll be right back.
It's probably for the best. Is there a problem with the diversity of the metagame? Is standard broken? No. I mean, it's clear that red-based aggro strategies were extraordinarily successful on this Pro Tour. But this was the first time that the pros really, took off the gloves and came out swinging with their decks. So we'll see. It remains to be seen how the metagame will react to this change. So, I don't think there are people calling for the banhammer. I think that's a little premature.
There are always people calling for the banhammer, though. So.
I was going to say there were probably people calling for the banhammer before any cards in the set were announced. Just preemptively, just that card, collector number 37, get rid of it. Or I don't know, Chainwhirler 129, collector number 129, it's gone. So yeah, I think we just need to just chill, just wait. We'll give it a week or two. I'm sure Watsy's keeping an eye on this. Look, I love aggro decks. Yeah.
Tragic Poet is collector number 37 in Dominaria. Ban it!
Yeah, that needs to be banned. Clearly. I mean, look at how it warped this metagame around itself. It attached it to a chain, swung it around over its head, dealt 1 damage to all kinds of creatures.
Dude, poetry's hardcore.
Would you say that it whirled the chain?
I would say that it whirled the chain.
I want Goblin Poet.
I don't think any of us want the Goblin Poet, believe.
I want Goblin Poet. Someone draw that card.
I love red. I love aggro. I love goblins. I don't want this. I don't want a metagame that lacks diversity this much. It's just not right.
Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you used a monkey paw, Cluze.
Yeah, I know. I've got to be careful what I wish for. And apparently I'm using up my wishes on really crappy things. But there it is. So yeah, just relax, everybody. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. If it stays this way, I'm quite certain that Watsy will be happy to take away our toys and make us use other toys.
I think it'll be fine. I think that people will have an understanding that your deck has to be able to fight this deck if it wants to survive. And if the only deck that can beat this deck happens to be a red-black deck, then they'll ban something, because that's what they do now. More than likely, we'll adjust for it. It'll be cool. And then in a few months, the next score set will come out, and we'll see what that does. And then a few months after that, when we get to rotation, half of this stuff that makes these decks work is going to go away anyway. It'll be fine.
But I think we can safely say that even with a very, how shall I describe this? It's not really difficult, but constrained cost of red. Yeah, we can do that. The card's good enough. We'll just go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I mean, most of these decks are almost mono red, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are we done with the Chainwhirler, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not gonna say that I don't think anything needs to be banned, because every time I say that, they end up banning like 4 things. So I'm just not.
Yeah, I'm just saying we don't know yet. I'm saying give it a week, at least.
I mean, the Chainwhirler is not so amazingly overpowered.
No, it's just an effective card.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a different format with, fewer 1 toughness things, it'd be fine.
And when they shift this format to run less 1 toughness things, it'll be fine.
Exactly.
That's what we do.
So, the other thing that people were complaining about this Pro Tour happened at the very end of Game 5. Yes, Game 5 of the finals.
Was this the part where Marshall pulled his shirt off and jumped into the ring and just started smashing judges left and right?
It wouldn't have been so bad if he hadn't brought the chair.
Yeah.
You just don't bring a folding chair in like that.
I'm not going to stop him. The guy's huge and has a folding chair.
Yeah, he is roughly 15 feet tall, so...
Terrifying.
Yeah.
You need to, Tay-back that or something. Dude, I'd watch that.
I would too, actually.
Twitch coverage, get on that. See, this is why you should watch coverage, because otherwise you don't know for certain that I didn't make that up. News, everybody. Carry on with what actually happened, Chewie.
Well, now I can't, because it's really lame compared to that. He actually threw Paul Cheon at a judge, at Ricky Hayashi, who was the head judge. Hey, go Ricky.
No, just go. Just go. He's coming right for you. Get out of the room.
But, yeah, so, at the very end, he top decked, who is he? I feel like my old high school calculus teacher. It. What is it? And he didn't know the song by Faith No More, so he didn't get any of the jokes.
Wyatt Darby.
Yeah, so Darby was at 1. He top decked a Glory Bringer and swung in for the win. So he tapped all of his things, pointed at the blocker that he was going to breathe fire at with Glorybringer. There was a slight pause, and then he pointed at Karizev and grabbed his monkey token. I forgot the name of the monkey already, because I'm a bad person. It's Raghavan. Yeah, it is a red monkey creature token named Raghavan, right. And it's the finals of the Pro Tour. There's, $30,000 on the line? Hang on. First place is $50,000. Second place is $20,000. Yeah, so there's $30,000 on the line. And Pinto looks like, and waves the judge over because there was a pause, and then he put the monkey down, and maybe he missed the trigger. Now, this is not rules lawyering.
Nope.
This is not angle shooting to try to win a Pro Tour. This is, as it is across every game of Magic ever, hey, I don't feel quite right about this, judge.
Which we encourage you to do.
Which is what you are encouraged to do.
If I may...
you are the closest thing to a judge we have handy, yeah.
Ricky Hayashi himself has commented on this incident. So for those who don't know, Ricky Hayashi was the head judge for this Pro Tour. And he took to Twitter, and he had some thoughts about this after the fact, and he said the following. And I'll just read the relevant passages from his tweets here. Wyatt definitely had a moment where it seems like he forgot the Raghavan trigger, but then he caught himself before it was ever missed per policy. And by forgot, I mean almost forgot to put the token out and represent the Raghavan. From his body language, he obviously knew it was a lethal attack with the monkey. As for Pinto, I don't expect players to keep up on the subtle nuances of missed trigger policy. From his perspective, that momentary hesitation was questionable enough to ask a judge. We handled it. Don't throw shade for him asking for a judge. It's exactly what we ask players to do. So everything functioned exactly as you expected, exactly as it should have, and here we are.
Yeah. Now, I really do think that so I don't keep track of the NBA at all. I literally do not care about basketball in any form. But apparently, LeBron lost a game at the very end due to a bad call. Just like a day or two before this. In the championship series. And people have been like, oh, first LeBron, now this guy. He lost the game to a bad judge call. And I'm like, these two things are not the same. There was no... What? Shut up. And I really think that, like, the whole bad ref call to decide the fate of a game that is a massive championship is, like, sitting on the back of people's minds. And they're just... And everyone loves King James. So, like, they're projecting that frustration onto this because... Twitch chat. As soon as it happened, Twitch chat was like, oh my god, now he's the bad guy. No, he's not. The hell is wrong with you people?
The whole idea that someone is following the obvious rules of the game and asking for clarification could vaguely be construed as angle shooting. There's a lot more about the person who thinks that someone's getting cheated than it does about what's actually happening.
Yep.
Like, if you're looking desperately to find some way to interpret what's going on differently than what's obviously happening, then you'll probably find it, because a lot of Magic in paper is slightly ambiguous, which is why you ask for clarification, which is what happened. Now, it's understandable when you've got $30,000 on the line that if your opponent does something where they might have messed up, you're going to ask. Because it's clear that both players knew what was happening. They both knew how it was going to go down. They both knew exactly what was going on. But if you make a mistake in that moment of excitement, that can lose you the game. Like, if he had, targeted the creature for the Glorybringer to burn, and then he said, all right, cool, move to defenders, he's missed it. But he didn't. So you get the clarification, you're still in that phase, he does it, he accepted the result, and then we moved on. Like, it's heartbreaking to go from the game you feel like you should have won to not. But those are emotions for the people involved.
Yeah.
They're not for the rest of us to, arbitrate what was right or wrong about it. There are actual people whose job it is to do that. They are judges. They were there and they ruled.
Yeah, and it's not just that there were $30,000 on the line, so he's like, maybe he screwed up. It's also, there are $30,000 on the line, so the other dude was super excited because he just won a Pro Tour. And he goes, oh, wait. And he threw it down. And there was like a second and a half pause. It's not like he sat back and looked at the guy and took a sip of whiskey and then cracked his knuckles and then went, oh, by the way, there's a monkey. Like...
We're going to say that for the Magic the Gathering movie. And this is going to happen on a steamboat. It's going to be awesome.
And then the head judge will steal it all. Maverick spoilers.
If you'll allow me to continue the digression for just a moment.
Oh, by all means, sir.
I'd like to share a bit of a personal story here. So I think both in this case and in your NBA example, there's a bit of a false narrative going on in people's minds that this one thing is what decided the game entirely, that everything hinged on this moment. Okay, that makes for an exciting narrative, and it's how we like to think about things. But allow me to bring an example from my own life. For those who don't know, I teach at a university. And every now and then at the end of the semester, I will have a student come to my office and say, look, Cluze, if I get a C in your class, it makes my GPA too low and I'm going to lose a scholarship, or I can't graduate. I'll get that sort of a sob story. And see, that's a bit of a false narrative, because it's not that the C in my class is what makes your your GPA too low. It's the C in my class plus every grade you've gotten in every other class you've ever taken that makes your GPA too low.
True.
So there was an entire 5 games that happened here. So there were decisions that happened the whole way through. There were decisions that happened in that final game 5. Sure, at the end there was something exciting and interesting that occurred, but it's not like it's not like they came on stage for that final the finals and they sat down and the judge just looked over and went, "Oh, you win." That would be a bad judge call deciding the Pro Tour. So I'm just saying, let's not get hyperbolic about all this sort of stuff. Yeah, there are exciting moments, but, you know, there's all the stuff that leads to those exciting moments too. So,
yeah,
that is all.
And again, as Cluze started, it's not like everything hinged on this judge call. Like, I didn't watch this live because I don't really do that terribly often. And I went to the text coverage and I hit Control F, judge, and, well, this happened. Yeah, listeners, you heard that. That was the sound that Chrome makes when you're trying to find something that's not there. I'm like, wait, for the big deal that was made of this on social media, how did they not mention it in coverage? So I went to the video coverage, and I found that spot, and I watched it. And I went, wait, was that all? Maybe I missed something. And I backed up and watched it again. I was like, that was literally it. That was nothing. What the hell is wrong with you people? Which is a thing I say about, like, the Magic community quite frequently. So what the hell is wrong with you people?
I figure you just wake up saying that and go to bed saying that too.
Yeah, but that's about, like, the world at large. About Magic players specifically, it's fairly constant, but only when I'm, you know, paying attention to them.
Yeah.
So there's always, I guess because of the lack of any other kind of controversy, really, in this event, people had to manufacture some.
I think it's what you were saying before, where you want to have, like, when you're looking at an event that has a legitimate narrative of, you know, gripping top deck win at the end of it, you're simultaneously bringing out what makes for a great story and also striking directly at everyone who's ever lost a game they felt like they should have won. And combining those together results in some kind of an emotional response, and the way that people react to that probably tells you more about the people than it does about the situation. So don't float too far with this one. I promise if you're looking to get upset and righteous about something, there are way more important things than the outcome of this match.
Yeah, way more important. Let's not lose sight of the most important thing about this Pro Tour. Okay, given the decks, given the metagame, the most important thing about this Pro Tour, everybody got to eat lunch.
That is pretty good, because everyone's playing with or against aggro.
I feel bad for the two people that ended up in the control mirror match, because not only did everyone else get to eat but them, they're all standing around the one table.
I'm picturing a hall with, you know, the tables and just this giant crowd. All the other tables are empty, standing around this one. Yeah, I like
it. So that's not all that happened at this Pro Tour. The Draft Master and the Constructed Master were named. You know, the spots at the World Championship.
Yeah.
So the Draft Master is Elias Watsfeld. So, yeah. He had a draft record of 16-1-1 across 3 Pro Tours. Jesus. Nice. Are you serious?
That's pretty masterful.
Yeah, I'd say so. And then Matt Severo is the Constructed Master. And it says, no fewer than 3 people held the lead at various points during day 2, with the lead changing hands during the final round. But Matt Severo ended up taking it. So there you go. The other insane story was Reed Duke starting off the Pro Tour at 1-4 and finishing at 12-4.
Nice.
Huh. So yeah, that's a thing. And yeah, that's a large chunk of the neat stuff that happened. Of course, there's probably more, so feel free to hit up the link to the coverage in the show notes and read all about it yourself. Have we beaten the Pro Tour to death, you think?
I think so.
Quite possibly.
Nice. So, unfortunately, not terribly much else happened.
Which is typical for Pro Tour weekends now that they don't make all their announcements at Pro Tours.
Yeah. There was a fairly large announcement from both, well, the fairly larger announcement was from Magic Arena. I don't actually know what the announcement from Magic Online was. Remember last week they announced that there would be an announcement for both of those games?
Yes.
Well, the Arena one was pretty big, and also Lee Sharp moved from the Magic Online team to the Arena team.
He did, yes.
But I don't know if that was the big Magic Online announcement. Hey, Lee Sharp's leaving? That doesn't seem like the thing.
No, the big Magic Online announcement is that they're doing Battle of the Plains again.
Oh. Was that it?
Yeah, because like they said it would be on that Wednesday, and that's the article that Lee Sharp put up on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
So it's not quite on the level of hype that we were expecting.
I mean, the people that dug this really dug it, so...
Sure, I mostly remember it as a format that was never tested that had obvious winners. But it's still fun. And I look forward to seeing how that comes together again. So for those of you who don't know, since we brought it up, the Battle of the Plains concept was that because Magic sets have returned to various planes over time, what if you were to take packs from each of those sets set on a given plane and put them together into a sealed format? So like, for instance... For Innistrad, we had Innistrad, Dark Ascension, Avacyn Restored, Shadows of Innistrad, and Eldritch Moon. So of those, that's 3 different blocks because of the weird way that Avacyn Restored worked. So mixing all those...
It was part of the block. It was
part of the block, but
itself.
like in terms of sealed, Avacyn Restored cards never interacted with Innistrad cards.
True.
So for the purposes of like the sealed format, you had 3 distinct groups here. And so they took all of the Innistrad ones, and they took like the Ravnica ones, and a few other ones to see what would happen. And they threw them against each other. And what they found was that in practice, some of the sets were blatantly more powerful than others, as you might have expected. But it was an entertaining experiment to play with, because not only were you picking a plane and getting your sealed pool from that, you were playing against which planes other people picked too in their sealed pool. So you had all kinds of ridiculous interactions that you would never see in any other circumstance. And so it was a lot of fun, and people were super hyped about it. And they announced last Wednesday that they're going to be doing that again, which is going to run this time from June 6th to 13th. So coming Wednesday through a week after that. And so what they're doing is you're going to get a phantom sealed pool, so you don't have to worry about picking the plane that has the most valuable cards, because you don't get to keep them anyway. And the planes that are up are Innistrad, Lorwyn, Mirrodin, Ravnica, and Zendikar. So Innistrad consists of 2 packs of Innistrad, a pack of Dark Ascension, a pack of Avacyn Restored, a pack of Shadows over Innistrad, and a pack of Eldritch Moon. Lorwyn gets you 2 packs of Lorwyn, a pack of Morningtide, 2 packs of Shadowmoor, and a pack of Eventide. So have fun with all that hybrid mana on the back end and all that tribal on the front end. Should be interesting. Mirrodin probably has one of the easiest setups due to the nature of the sets. You get Mirrodin, Darksteel, Fifth Dawn, Scars of Mirrodin, Mirrodin Besiege, and New Phyrexia. I recommend playing Artifact. Ravnica similarly has 6 total sets so far. So Ravnica City of Guilds, Guild Pact, Dissension, where those sweet free uncommons used to come from.
Yeah.
Return to Ravnica, Gatecrash, and Dragon's Maze. So, again, split evenly. And then Zendikar has Zendikar, like 2 packs of Zendikar. World Wake, Rise of the Eldrazi, Battle for Zendikar, and Oath of the Gatewatch. So this will be a fun thing. Like I said, you're going to get phantom cards, so don't worry about the value of these things. Just pick the one that you think will work best. Play more than once. You can pick a different one each time. You're not locked in. But that's the neat thing that they're bringing back.
That'll probably be more fun if you pick different ones anyway.
I would recommend it.
So last year, Innistrad had the highest win rate at 57%, and Zendikar was second at 53%.
Yeah, they both were more aggro-friendly, if I recall.
So I guess we'll see how that changes this year.
Yeah. Although last year, I think, didn't they have...
Last year was
they weren't
Dominaria
on the same planes. Yeah, Dominaria was in it.
Instead of Lorwyn.
Yeah. I think this might play, but I'm curious to see how Lorwyn plays, honestly. Because if you didn't play at the time, Lorwyn was split up so that the Lorwyn set was heavily tribal based on creature types like, goblins, elves, whatever.
And each tribe was basically in 2 colors.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And then when you got to Morningtide, all the tribal mechanics were based on the job. So you had rogues and you had other stuff
Yeah, warriors and whatever.
Warriors and stuff, like the generic job stuff.
The racial class, the racial bonuses were still there.
Yes.
In the same colors.
Mm-hmm.
There's
so
just
you
the
can
class
still
thing as well.
Play with the previous things, but with the sub-theme. But then when they shifted over to Shadowmoor, the gimmick instead became hybrid mana and other mechanics. Like they had, this is where Persist came from before it was broken. And this is where, you got your -1 counters and all that stuff going on.
Yeah, and all of the races were still there, but a bunch of them changed colors.
Yeah.
So it got weird.
Yeah, it got pretty weird. And then Eventide, so like Shadowmoor was the ally colors or the friendly colors, and Eventide were the enemy colors. But they're all hybrid mana, so you get weird stuff going on in there. So like I would be interested to see specifically how that goes, because you're probably going to end up making a tribal deck, but supplementing it as best you can with the hybrid mana that you can fit in those colors, and hoping that your mana base is good enough to make it work. I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah. As
opposed to the Mirrodin deck where you just play your best cards because it's all artifacts. So, should be interesting. We'll see. I'll report in the results when they release them, because that's a fun discussion.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, that was their big announcement for Wednesday. So you can continue on with the other discussion.
Before we go to that other discussion, I do want to mention with Lee Sharp moving to Arena from MTGO, taking over Lee Sharp's role is Ali Medwin. So former judge, been working for WotC for a little while now. So best wishes to them both. In their new roles.
Was in Magic Online R&D, and now she'll be the product manager.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. So then the big announcement from Magic Arena, this is pretty big, on June 7th, so we're recording this on the 4th. So on June 7th, they're adding in Kaladesh and Aether Revolt for some reason. They're adding in the 2017 Welcome decks, which I don't know what that is. Or are they switching up the... I have no idea what 27... I did not... So this is another problem that I have with this announcement. It was in video form, and it wasn't, cheesy and cringy and all of that like the announcement day video. It was just two people sitting there, and one was asking questions of the other, and then the other would answer them. Like, hey, what's coming up? And then other person would go, this is the stuff that's coming up. And I don't know why they feel the need to do crap like that. But that... and there was no anything anywhere else. It was just a video. I had to go to Reddit and find someone that watched it and put a bulleted list up. So all it says is 2017 welcome decks. And I have no idea what that means, because Wizards didn't bother to give us information in a readable format anywhere. And actually I did watch the video, but I zoned out during this point because it was so boring. Like, Wizards, free advice. Instead of trying to do this interview format, just have a talking head there reading, hey, this is what's coming up, and tell us what's coming up. And then, at the end, throw up a bulleted list on the screen that people can screenshot and share around. So I don't have to go to Reddit, where some rando is the one transcribing what's going on for me. Because I don't want to watch your stupid videos. Okay, thank you. I'm not saying don't make the videos. I'm saying make them A, more interesting, and B, put the information somewhere where I can read it also. Okay?
Make your information more accessible.
Yes. Because, and like, when I had to go to Reddit to find this because I zoned out during the video because it was that boring. And I found a couple of different bulleted lists, and this is the best one. But I don't know what 2017 welcome decks means, but there you go. Now, what they're doing when they add Kaladesh and Aether Revolt is everyone is getting 2 of every common and uncommon, and 1 of every rare and mythic. Just for free, here. Not only that, but there are 15 specific cards where everyone is getting a full playset. I don't know what those are, because it's not here. Hang on, there was a picture. They actually did throw up a picture of this in the video that people could screenshot. Ether Hub, Ether Sphere Harvester, Bomat Courier, Chandra Torch of Defiance, Disallow, Fatal Push, Fumigate, Glint Sleeve Siphoner, Heart of Kirin, Pianalar, Scrap Heap Scrounger, Spire of Industry, Torrential Gear Hulk, Unlicensed Disintegration, Walking Ballista. So everyone is getting a full set of those cards.
These important cards that will probably need a lot of format checking, so they want everyone to have them to play with.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's pretty huge. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of nuts. But since this is a beta, and I guess they're just trying to collect data, and rotation's gonna happen relatively soon, just go ahead and get the cards out there to people. That way they also head off all the people going, oh my god, they added all these new sets and I have to spend all this more money. Here, have all this free stuff and shut up.
Well, since it's not open yet, like, aren't they gonna theoretically wipe it at some point anyway?
Yeah. When it goes from beta to a full release, I'm pretty sure everyone's account will get wiped.
Yeah, so actually play with your cards. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, but I'm not done yet. There's even more. Quick draft.
Thing.
What?
One more thing.
No, lots more things. Quick draft will be available, I can't say that word, 24/7 with sets rotating weekly. And it says there will be some minor improvements to the AI, because at the moment on Arena, when you draft alone against 7 AI bots. And then you play against other people who drafted against AI. But yeah, Quick Draft was only available for certain periods of time, but now it's available all the time, and what you're drafting will be what rotates. So that's cool. Best of 3 competitive events for Constructed and Draft will be starting on June 7th. They have an entry fee and prizes. So everyone complaining that it's only best of 1, well, now you get your best of 3, but you have to pay for it. Cool. They're changing the daily rewards. You're getting the what is ICR? Rewards for daily wins up to 15 wins will include uncommon ICRs. I don't remember what ICR means. Nope, I got nothing.
I'm not familiar enough with Arena to answer that.
Yeah, it was... Hang on. Maybe it's here. Control F, ICR. Do it again. Do it again. Everyone just typed out ICRs. Individual card rewards. I remember now. Boom, there it is. So yeah, you're getting the individual card rewards back for winning up to 15 packs. But they had previously taken those away because people complained about it, and then people complained about having it taken away, so whatever.
Magic!
Yeah, they're adding a welcome bundle for $5, which is, quote, a whole bunch of packs and a whole bunch of gems. Gems are the currency that you get by spending actual money. So spend $5 and get a whole bunch of packs and a whole bunch of gems. Specifics of that haven't been released to my knowledge, so whatever. Lots of card games do this. Hearthstone did it a while back, and it was such good value that even I bought one. So, whatever. There will be placement matches. Afterwards, a ranked badge will be tied to your MMR to make matchmaking clearer. I was complaining previously about matchmaking being horrible because I was being matched up against people who were at much, much higher ranks than me and therefore played more and therefore had way more cards than I did. And apparently that's because actual matchmaking was not tied to your rank, which is dumb. So now they're going to tie those together.
What's the point of your rank then?
Exactly.
That doesn't mean legitimately asking. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what it does beyond saying I've been doing this longer than you.
I guess that's it.
Which for some people is worth something, but that's stupid if you can actually factor it into other things.
Exactly. And also, there are going to be visual updates. I don't know what that means. Hopefully there will be some tooltips that pop up to tell you what the hell's going on in some cases. I still don't know how the timing system works in Arena. I have zero idea. Because it doesn't tell you in-game anywhere. And people in my chat, when I was streaming it, tried to explain it to me. And I'm like, you guys shouldn't have to explain it to me. That's stupid. It should be in the game. But I have no idea. I got nothing. I just know that sometimes it'll pop up over my opponent, timeout used, and then they keep going. And I'm like, okay. But anyway, visual updates, we don't know what. It doesn't say anything about being able to sort the collection by set. And if they're adding 2 more sets and don't add that in, I personally am going to be pissed. Later, not June 7th, but sometime after that, they're working on getting a casual best of 3 queues with no entry fee. So you can just play best of 3 with nothing on the line. And some sort of singleton format that they just said was a singleton format that they've been working on for Arena. So there you go. That is what we know. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping with some of the UI polishing and tweaking that they, fix it. But I don't think they will.
Confidence.
Look, this is crap that should have been fixed before they started getting it. Like, the fact that the lands move when I click on them just still makes me rage every single turn of the game. But anyway.
Thanks to the beta experience, they now know that.
Yeah. But hey, let's get 2 more sets in that are going to rotate soon and won't matter in Arena. Yay, get on it. Whatever. So there you go. That's what's coming up June 7th, which is in just a couple days. There was also a long post about the economy in Arena that at the time I read all the way through, and when I got done I went, that didn't actually tell me anything. So I thought this post was going to be about changes to the economy, but apparently it's just really explaining what the economy is in depth. So I will put a link to that in the show notes as well. If you really want to read a wall of orange text, go right ahead. But seriously, I didn't learn anything. I don't know.
I like how skimming over this, they refer to the process as traditional dusting. Is it referred to as dusting in anything but Hearthstone?
I don't play any other card games, but I think so.
Okay. That's just something I'm curious about, because if we're just acknowledging that everything that they're doing is modeled after Hearthstone, which would be understandable given it's the obvious comparison, I would think it would be funny if the jargon were floating there too, but I don't know what are industry terms for this. So
I think sort of like Magic terms are sort of this, like turning a card sideways is just tapping in like all games.
Or like how looking for a specific card is going to be tutoring no matter what game you're playing.
Yeah, I think destroying a card in your collection for some sort of base building element to then use to craft other cards is just called dusting.
Okay.
I think. Like, there are a lot of other collectible card games out there that I haven't played.
Sure.
Gwent, Eternal, the Elder Scrolls card game whose name I forget.
Triple Triad.
Triple Triad. Feria? Is that the name of it? And that's just off the top of my head. I just rattled off what?
Yeah, that was more of a question just because I know someone on Twitter will answer it.
Oh, that is true, yeah.
I would like to know if this is a term that is just widely used or if it's specifically another comparison point to Hearthstone. Because I've seen people playing Arena, and I'm like, oh, dude, it's Hearthstone, but with Magic. Because that's the way it looks. That's the way it plays. Yeah. That's the entire vibe I'm getting. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm curious to see if that language is just being used openly. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on here. And the way that they're going to handle currencies, probably the way they're going to handle currencies. So I would just get used to that because I don't think they're going to change their minds on this. This is probably a big part of the business model.
Yeah, as it is for many, many other games. So there are lots of naysayers who don't like that there's gold and gems. And apparently those people just don't play games online that could be free to play, but aren't necessarily only free to play.
It's fair to not like it. It's just also a matter of setting expectations based on what has been proven to work in the industry. Yeah.
Also, like, I think they're going to stick with the wild card thing too. They're pretty invested in that. So all the people that are complaining about the lack of traditional dusting, I think you're stuck, man. I saw, like, even Evan Irwin was like, yeah, but if I open a crappy mythic, I'm just stuck with it. Like, well, good job. I don't know what to tell you, man. The only tweak to the whole wildcard thing that I've seen that made sense to me was being able to stack lower rarity wildcards into an stack 4 common wildcards to get an uncommon one or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like that I can totally get behind. But
if we stack 5, can we make Devastator?
Possibly.
Good. You can only have 4 in your deck, though.
Yep.
That is the true crime.
Somebody hit him.
Ow!
Anyway.
Who did that?
That was awesome. So yeah, there you go. That's the Arena stuff for now. I will again try Arena out after this update happens and see if I still hate it. I'm gonna guess I will.
Now with more card movement.
More card movement? Oh.
Yeah, you like it when the
Yeah, I like it when I'm clicking on a stack of lands and suddenly they all shift to one side.
Yes.
I've been saying this since the first, big, huge, hey, look, we're adding events and Dominaria, and I'm like, the game itself still doesn't work. But it could be that I'm biased because I only play really good card games, like Hearthstone, which, as a digital card game, just in the action of being a digital card game, never mind, card game mechanics and all that, but as a digital card game, it is perfect. Except for the occasional glitch. But that's true of all Blizzard games. So,
sometimes those glitches become features.
Sometimes. But, like I said, as far as the action of being a digital version of a card game, it's damn near flawless. And that's the only one I play. I don't know how Gwent or any of these others play. Maybe they have these horrible, glaring problems that are just part of the game, and Arena is like, hey, if they can do it, we can do it. I don't know. I just know that if I mouse over something that I don't understand, it should explain it to me. Especially something as basic as the timer. Yes, I harp on that because it's basic functionality that I don't understand because the game doesn't explain it, and that's bad. Anyway. I think I'm done ranting about that now. So, hey, there's a little bit more for Magic Online.
Yeah, not a lot. I mean, I hit you guys with the big one before. As noted, I'm not going through all the weekly notes anymore. I'm just pointing out stuff that looks fun. So they made a post on the Magic Online Tumblr letting us know that they're going to be adding Battlebond to Magic Online. Specifically, they're adding the cards from Battlebond, obviously, to the treasure chest, because that's what they do. Like, whenever they have these neat secondary things that add cards to, Legacy and Vintage by virtue of existing in paper, they have to find a way to put them in Magic Online. And they usually do that via the treasure chest system that they rolled out a bit ago. And so you can see a list at the link to see what cards are going to be dropping in. They're going to be going in with the M19 release on July 5th. Which, is it that soon? Really? Is M19 that soon? That's weird.
Wow, is it?
That's so weird now that I'm reading it out loud.
Hang on, I'm on it.
Okay, yeah, you look that up while I talk. Because, that just completely floored me. I read this earlier and it didn't register till I said it out loud.
Core Set 2019, upcoming, it says July 13th.
Then...
At least on the upcoming products page.
So then, yeah, if that's the 13th, then the pre-release, which is typically when they drop these things, would be a week before. So yeah, that aligns with July 5th.
Wow, that's insane.
That's a month away. Yeah, the Pro Tour moving has really thrown off my concept of where we are in a block.
Wait, hang on. So that means we just ended Battlebond preview season, and we get, a week, maybe 2 off, and then we get preview season.
Yes.
Jesus.
Don't worry, dude, it doesn't end.
Oh, thank goodness.
Otherwise, you might have to look at the cards you've already bought.
Yeah, I'd hate to have to take a breath.
But yeah, so anyway, in the M19 release, when they add those cards, the M19 cards to register, they're also adding in the ones in the link from Battlebond. So you too can get your Jubilant Mascot for your Jubilant Mascot deck, which I know you're all building, because look at it.
Dude, he's so fancy.
He's so happy. But neat. So that's cool. And past that, I just wanted to share a few things that I thought were funny in the Bug Blog, because they do these every few weeks, and the Bug Blog is constantly, it's my favorite part of Magic Online just because of the weird combinations of things. So as the usual rundown goes, don't take advantage of anything in here because that's cheating. If your opponent takes advantage of these things, you should report them for cheating. In general, if you play Magic Online, you should be aware of what does and doesn't work so that you can try to avoid situations where you would have to do something about it. But here's the fun gameplay thing. So first of all, Overgrown Battlement, the amazing defender from the glorious Defender sub-theme in why am I blanking on its name now? It's it was one of the best sealed formats ever. What's it called?
The best sealed formats ever?
Or limited format, sorry. Why am I forgetting its name?
I don't know which one you're thinking of.
Rise of the Eldrazi.
Oh,
yeah.
Battle Cruiser.
I don't know why I was blanking on that. Like, it's one of my favorite formats. Okay, I must be tired. But yeah, Overgrown Battlement from Rise of the Eldrazi is part of an awesome defense gimmick where in that one, like, you had a bunch of walls and they all cared about how many walls you had. So it, in particular, taps to add a green to your mana pool for each creature with Defender you control. So it's a fun ramp strategy, then you get a whole bunch of mana and you do something stupid with it. Ideally, use another wall to burn your opponent to death. Well, right now in Magic Online, Overgrown Battlement also counts creatures your opponent controls when adding mana. So if your opponent has creatures with Defender, it's adding even more mana than it should. Normally that wouldn't come up too much, but in the limited format that it came from, that's huge. So hopefully they fix that very soon, given we're going to be plane fighting. That sounds important, so just be aware of that nonsense. Bonds of Mortality grants your opponent's creatures hexproof, which is funny because its whole thing is...
Wait.
Pay a green, creatures your opponents control lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Well, that's the opposite. Maybe don't play that for a little while. Defy Death does not put +1/+1 counters on angel creatures. That's pretty much the second half of the card, because you're returning a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and if it's an angel, put 2 +1/+1 counter on it, so it's not doing the second half of its job, so boo.
It had 2 jobs.
Yeah, it had 2 jobs, and it's only doing one of them. So now it's just an expensive raised dead effect. I mean, not that expensive, but expensive enough. Sagas do not display their power and toughness if they become creatures. That's probably just a template problem. Like, that card template probably just wasn't set up correctly. But just be aware of that. They still have a power and toughness, you just can't see it. Yep. Daria Gaze Reincarnated, you know, that weird legendary dragon, does not get egg counters if it dies to an effect that would exile it. That's important. So, yeah, that's just a coding problem. And finally, when Karn Liberated, also known as the Karn that reboots the game, when Karn Liberated restarts the game, the starting player incorrectly draws a card when going first. I'm pretty sure this has been on the list at least once before, because we made fun of it last time. I don't know why it's listed here, but I'm saying it anyway, just in case they fixed it and then broke it again. So
maybe
follow the link in the show notes, read the full list, not just these, to be aware of what's broken and also keep track of what's been fixed. So go figure. And that's all I'm going to go into in Magic Online. If something more exciting happens, I'll let you know. But the main takeaways this week were that they're doing Battle of the Plains, and Battlebond is going to get into the M19 boxes. So, all right.
Nice.
We covered all the bases?
I do believe that is everything as far as we were told.
Okay. In that case, sign out time. So you can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinandBob. There's no Iron Goblin because it went to the Pro Tour and somehow ended up in 609 New Jersey. And I don't know how it got there either, but it'll show up by Wednesday, I'm sure. And if not, well, it's a good thing I have another one, right?
Maybe it's wandering around in a slough.
Ooh, perhaps. I mean, for all I know, it's just that one person complaining about judges online. We have no idea. It's very active. But yeah, past that, you can find me at Cosplay America at the end of June because I do programming there. So I will definitely be at the event. It's in Cary, North Carolina. You can find out about it at cosplayamerica.com. If you're interested in costumes, you're interested in props, you're interested in any of the creative parts of that hobby, not just anime stuff, but any of it, it'll be awesome. We're even showing people how to work with latex. So if that's your thing, don't tell me, but show up at the con. Neat. And
we don't want to know what you're doing with latex, everyone.
Correct.
Just don't tell us.
But it's funny. And past that, I don't know. Find Cluze this weekend. I might be there. That was my segue, Cluze.
Okay, I was just checking. I thought you might have more. So hey, yeah, everybody, don't forget that the Battlebond release is this weekend. So go to your local gaming store and go check out some amazing two-headed giant action. That's my advice. I myself will be at Atomic Empire in Durham, North Carolina. And although it isn't my local shop anymore, it is a great shop. You should check it out. I'm driving multiple states away just to attend their release event and see Squee and some other folks. It's not the only reason I'm going down there, but it's definitely one of the reasons.
I might be there.
With luck, I'll see Chewie. We'll see.
Yeah.
If we do, we will all think very fondly of you, dear listener, specifically Steve on the bus. Steve, take the bus to Durham,
Atomic Empire
and check out Atomic Empire. Anyway, if you want to get a hold of me directly, your best bet is Twitter. I am at Lacluyze, spelled just like it is in the show notes. Take it away, Chewie.
Unless you're a certain British film critic, in which case he's Lacluyze.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That's totally fine.
I mean, if you rely on him, I'm Aaron some of the time, too. Let's be real.
That is true. And he still refuses to just call me Chewie. Drives me up the wall. But, anyway. So, hey, I'm Chewie, and you can...
Hi, Chewie.
Hi! You can find me all over the place. Dudes! I got to see Solo, eventually, on my second attempt.
Did you get to see the rest of it?
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, when I went to see it the first time, right at the emotional and plot climax of the film, the fire alarm went off in the theater, and nobody came in. Nobody did it. So I got up and ran outside, and the manager, who I assumed was the manager, I called him the grinning idiot in my Twitter rant, was just sitting there holding his drink and grinning. And I looked at him and gave him a massive, obviously upset shrug and was like, should we be panicking? And he's like, I don't know, man. The fire alarm just went off. And I'm like, great. And that was it. I'm like, okay.
That doesn't bode well.
No. So long story short, that place sucks. It was, you know what? I'm even going to throw it under the bus. It was the Lexington Cinema 8 in Lexington, North Carolina. If you happen to be anywhere near there, don't go there. It sucks. This wasn't this one bad thing happened and I don't like it. No, this is the last straw, actually. At least it doesn't smell like urine anymore. I will give it that.
I'm sorry. Any more?
Yes.
Okay.
You heard me correctly.
Oh, I really want to see your public review of this cons. Did not care about safety and potential fire. Pros, doesn't smell like urine, ... anymore.
Yeah. Anyway.
You should do Yelp reviews.
But yeah, we got a refund. It was me and both parents, right? The old man never goes to the movies with us.
Is it because they smell like urine?
No, he just never does. Unless it's a James Bond movie. Anytime a James Bond movie comes out, Mom and Dad have a standing date. They're going to go see it, and it's adorable. He'll go see Star Wars movies with us, and it turns out Jurassic Park movies he wants to go see with us.
You guys get to go watch something else in a few weeks.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it. Nothing. Hey, you want to go? Nah. All right.
So you can't get him to go see other spy movies. It's just James Bond.
Yeah.
You can't sneak him into Mission Impossible or anything. He'll know when the music's different.
Well, he'll also know when there's no James Bond movies playing.
Fair.
Yeah. So, we tried again at a more different crappy small theater because we only missed the last 20 minutes, so we didn't see spending the full nice theater amount just for 20 minutes of the film.
Sure. So
we went to the one here in Kernersville, which we made it through the whole way, and it turns out the last 20 minutes were roughly the best because it was the emotional payoff and the plot payoff. Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Story structure.
And I really enjoyed it. I know that these two haven't seen it, and lots of people on the internet are down on it, and I don't understand because it was fun. I enjoyed it, even though I had to sit through the first almost 2 hours of it twice. I wasn't I wish they'd hurry up and get to the part that I haven't seen. No, I enjoyed it the second time through as well. So, whatever. It was fun. It's got Chewie in it.
Yay.
Go see it.
Hey, Cluze, you want to go see it on Saturday?
Hey.
Possibly.
We'll kidnap your wife. It'll be great.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Is that it? I guess that's it there. I will be out of town for the end of this week. So but there will still be content going up on the YouTube channel, oddly enough, because I'm getting ahead getting videos ready to go. So oddly enough, there will be more videos going up for the week that I'm missing for half the week than there were last week when I was home. So that's weird. But whatever. I have to do that so I don't feel bad about actually going away and doing something for myself. Like if I'm home and I don't get stuff done because bad brain or I feel like I'm sick or my stomach's destroying things or something, like I don't feel bad about that. But if I'm like out having fun and doing something for myself and not working, I feel horrible about that. So now I'm getting videos all put together to go up while I'm gone. Isn't that sad? That is sad. But oh well. That's apparently the way it works. So, what was I gonna follow? Oh, all of the things. So you can find everything I do, except for Monday Night Magic, as the Mana Pool on the internet. So Monday Night Magic, clearly you know where to find it if you're listening to this. So that's cool. We appreciate it. But everywhere else is the Mana Pool. That's Twitter, @TheManaPool, Facebook.com/TheManaPool. There's an Instagram. I really need to get a bunch of those thumbnails up on Instagram. Damn it, I keep saying that and then not doing it. Bad at this game. There's Twitter, Facebook. I know I'm missing something important.
Patreon?
No, that's the last one.
Oh.
I guess there's themanapool.com. That's where you find the podcast. There's YouTube, which recently has been Slay the Spire, which is an excellent roguelike card-based, card game, turn-based combat. It's awesome. I love it. I've got 2/3 of my first run, because my very first time playing the game was super successful. Almost. So the first 2/3 of that are up. Now the last one will go up sometime soon. I've got a Monster Hunt video going up soon. I've got some Hearthstone ranked games going up soon. This is all while I'm gone. So go check all of that stuff out if that sounds entertaining at all. Over on Twitch, I've been streaming Hearthstone and Slay the Spire and Overwatch and various other things, but probably not this week. I don't know if I'll stream anything on Tuesday night or not, since it's my because I'm leaving Wednesday morning/afternoon. But I'll decide that. Pay attention to the social media if you want to see anything on Tuesday night. That's where I'll announce that I'm streaming or not. So if you want to help support what I do with the 2 podcasts a week and all the YouTube videos and all the Twitch streams, the most direct way to do that is on patreon.com/themanapool, where you can get YouTube videos and Mana Pool episodes early. You can get the early stuff and the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool. It's uncensored and unfiltered, and it goes to some weird places.
Yes.
As you'll know from the odds and ends for this episode when they go up. It gets a little weird. And you can get the early stuff, the odds and ends, and become a Mana Pool lifeguard. Get it? Pool? Lifeguard? It's funny. By hitting the highest tier on Patreon, which gets you, well, the odds and ends and the early stuff, and a shout out on both podcasts, and your name will be on the end slate for all of the videos that go up each month you support at that tier. So to that end, I'd like to thank the following Mana Pool lifeguards. I already did this once today because the Mana Pool episode that went up, that's going up this week, I had to record the Patreon thing earlier. So I'm actually doing this for the second time in a day, and it feels really weird. Anyway, just thought I'd share. Thanks to Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Corey Cloutier, Paul David, Lance Delicious, Team U Hillis Haryu, John Morris, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Brittain, Casey, Nathan Hay, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, AJ Javieres, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, John Parker, Jimmy Scott, Violet Moon, Dan Holm, Bartle, Mike Millerburn, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Thank you all so very much for your generosity. I could quite literally not do it without you. Man, it's weird to do that twice in one day. Usually it's twice a week. It's just bizarre to my brain. My brain's like, you already did this. Shut up. But anyway, so is that Monday Night Magic? I think that might be the end of Monday Night Magic, episode 609.
As we know it.
Yeah. So
as was foretold.
Foretold by the prophecy.
Or the fact that we started the episode and it's finite.
I mean, if you want to...
In accordance with entropy, this must come to an end.
Like all things.
Does that mean it's going to fall apart, or is that a different reference?
I was just thinking that we're contributing to the heat death of the universe and should wrap this up.
By breathing?
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop breathing when we stop the podcast, though.
Oh, wait, you breathe when we're not recording?
Most of the time, yeah.
Wow, this explains why I keep blacking out.
So, this has been Monday Night Magic number 609. A big thanks to Cluze and Squee for continuing to breathe throughout this entire episode.
Of course.
I'm really worried about the weeks when you aren't here, Cluze.
Wait, I've been gone for weeks at a time?
What year do you think it is?
2014?
Oh,
Close
I
enough.
wish.
So,
I mean, yeah, Cluze, Ultron's going to be great.
It is. It's going to be... Actually, it's probably not. Calling it now. So...
The Guardians will surprise you, though.
This has been, for God's sake, Monday Night Magic number 609. Thank you all so very much for listening, and I like to say slooooo.